In this problem, we're going to try to find the z-scores given some information about the raw score. So the problem says, Chapter 5, Problem 13, for each of the following, determine the z-score that divides the distribution such that the given percentage of scores lies above the z-score. So the number that we're given is a percentage that's above the z-score. So this is the opposite of percentiles. So let's label this. Let's have the first column be fraction above the score. And that's to the right. And so this is the information that we're given. So the first number that we're given is 50%. Now that one's easy. That's half and half. So the z-score that corresponds to the average is going to be 0, but we'll just put that in there, 50%. Then we have 2.5%. So that's like the top scores, the 97.5 percentile, 5%, 30%, 80%, and 90% are the numbers. Now let's put this into a table. Insert table. Okay. And there we've got them. It's in percentages. That's the fraction above the score to the right. Now to use to convert a percentage or a fraction to a z-score, we need the norm S inverse. And so we need to use the norm S inverse function, we need the fraction below the score to the left. So that's what we have to calculate now. So fraction below the score, and that'll be to the right of the score that we're looking for. So we'll do that. Let's make that column wider. A little wider. And we want the left and the right to the score of the score have to add up to 1. So this is going to be 1 minus the fraction to the right. So equals 1 minus F4. Now we have to fill in, override all the columns there. And so 50% goes to 50%, 2.5 goes to 98%. That's because we need an extra decimal point. Let's put an extra decimal point in there. And everything else is fine. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to get the z-score. So let's make a third column here called the z-score. And what we're going to put in here is we're going to use this norm S inverse function of the fraction to the right. So we're going to put it in equals norm S inverse. And we're going to put in the g column, the fraction to the right, G4 there, and it gave us 0%. What is that? Let's do the rest here. Oh, it's put everything in percentages. So that's never how we talk about z-scores. Let's highlight the whole column and change that from the percentages to numbers. Aha, and those look a lot more like z-scores. 50% is 0, 2.5% when there's only 2.5% of the scores above something, the z is 1.96. When there's 5%, it's 1.64. Those look like the critical values of z that we'll see other places. And we've got the rest of the z-scores there that correspond to this fraction, this score with that fraction above them.